What's up, guys? This is Coach Grant with First Down Training, and today we're going to be talking about some beginner wide receiver drills that you need to learn. So fellas, this first drill is going to be called our single, double, and triple stick drill. So this helps us with like cuts at the top of the route and cuts off the line of scrimmage versus like a press coverage DB. So I think about it for like press for a second. So what this works on is like if you have a DB who's lined up and you give him a jab inside, it works on the crossover inside, and then it works on just the simple 1, 2, 3 to the fake to the inside where you can release outside. So we're going to be doing that on each one of these cones. So how it's going to go is you guys are going to start out here, hands, feet working, and we're working 4 sets on each side, and we're going to show you a full speed example of this drill in a second. So hands, feet working, all you're going to do is throw a jab right here. So just jab across the line of screen, or across this line. You got to make sure that your hip is like attached to your foot. DB in press coverage or in man coverage, he's always watching our hips. So if we just do this, that's not going to get him to bite. I want to be here. So that's single stick, you come out. Then it's going to be a double. So you go right, left, come back out, and now it's going to be a triple. Left, right, left, and then you burst out and accelerate past that last cone for, I would say, probably just about 5 yards. You don't need to run super far. So it's single, double, triple, 4 sets on each side. We're going to show you how this should look full speed. Now, fellas, before we show you that full speed example of the drill, if you are a wide receiver or even a quarterback watching this video and you would like to train with myself and my staff of coaches this offseason, we are going to be traveling out to 15 different cities across the entire U.S. for 2-day-long QB and wide receiver training camp. So guys, if you want some more information on how you could sign up to train with us, go to that very first link in the description below. That is where all the information is. We're going to be coming out to San Francisco, California, Orlando, Florida, Phoenix, Arizona, Columbia, South Carolina. Then after that, we'll be heading out to Seattle, Washington, Oklahoma City, Oklahoma, Nashville, Tennessee, Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Then we will be coming out to Atlanta, Georgia, Austin, Texas. After that, we'll be coming out to Denver, Colorado, Columbus, Ohio, Boston, Massachusetts, Salt Lake City, Utah, and then finishing off our tour in Los Angeles, California. So guys, all of our camps last year sold out 3 to 4 months in advance. So if the camp was in like December, it's sold out like guys like in like September. So guys, make sure you take advantage of the fact that we have open spots now. Spots are filling up. We've been getting a lot of signups these last couple of weeks since we released the schedule. So make sure you take advantage. Guys, very first link in that description below. We'd love to see you there. Now this next drill, fellas, is going to work on you guys dropping your hips at the top of the route, like a 5-yard hitch, 12-yard curl, 15-yard comeback, any route where you got to drop your hips. And it's working on us selling with our body language going into the break. So on every single route, whether you cut off a 1 foot or you drop your hips, you have to make sure that you're trying to make that DB think you're running what? Running a fade, you're running a vertical, you're selling a 9 route. And so something that ties into that is your body language. You got to run hard, you got to have long strides going into the break, but your body language is key. A lot of times when guys drop their hips, what they do is before they drop, they'll raise up with their chest so they could drop down more explosively and make a quicker break. But that raise up tells the DB, hey, I'm about to cut. DB slows down and we get locked up. So this drill prevents that from happening. So we're going to be doing, I would say, 10 reps where you break down on this going left, right, and then 10 reps where you break down going right, left. So 20 reps in total. So all you're going to do is you're going to stand, I would say maybe like 2 yards away from these cones. Don't want to be too far back. I don't want anybody reaching on this drill. First part of your foot to hit the ground should be the ball of your foot. And we'll show this full speed in a second. So you're going to keep your chin down. You're going to slightly hinge at your hips and you're going to lean forward. And you're going to try to get your chest parallel with the ground. And before you feel like you're going to fall flat on your face, you're going to drop into the break using 2 steps. So it's like we fall and then at the last second we drop 1, 2. And we'll show you a full speed example on how quickly the break should be. So it gets us comfortable using my hips to slow me down, not raising up so I can drop my hips, because that raise up gives away the route to the DB. So remember, 10 reps going left, right, 10 reps going right, left. We're going to show you how this should look full speed. Now this next drill, fellas, is going to be for hand-eye coordination. That's one of the most important things for wide receivers because it helps you catch the football. So this is a solo drill. Don't need a quarterback. One of the common, like I guess you could say, complaints that we get is like for some of our catching drills, we're like, hey coach, it's a great drill, but like I don't have a partner to throw with. What can I do if I don't have a partner? Very easy drill to work on your hand-eye coordination, as that's what comes down to tracking a ball over the shoulder pass. You need to have good hand-eye. So this is going to be a tennis ball, a cross-body toss. It's almost like a juggle if you want to think of it like that. But what you're gonna do is you're gonna toss both of these tennis balls across yourself, and you're gonna catch them like this tennis ball that you toss from your right hand. You're gonna catch it in your left hand, and the tennis ball you toss from your left hand, you're gonna catch it in your right hand. So it's a very simple drill, and I want you guys to try to get 50 reps of this. Now, if you're a little bit more advanced, I recommend trying to do 30 reps in a row, but if you're not kind of beginner, just try to get 50 reps total, even if you drop them. So all you're gonna do is you're gonna be here, and you're just gonna toss them across, catch each one of them. Toss them across, catch each one of them. And you're gonna do that. Try to get it 30 times in a row or 50 reps total. If you drop it, just start over, okay? But a very great drill that you can do, just requires 2 tennis balls to help your hand-eye coordination. All right, fellas, so this next drill is gonna be a drill to work on something called a split release, which is great for beginner wide receivers, like kind of maybe learning a press release that you like, especially if you're just now starting out. And a split release is great to use versus a DB who's lined up like head-up press coverage, so he's right in front of your face. He doesn't necessarily have a leverage or a shade. A lot of times when you see press coverage, a DB will be lined up inside shade where he's trying to take away the inside route, or outside shade where he's trying to take away the outside route. So split release is great because it helps you react if a DB is trying to disguise what he's doing, especially if you're a beginner wide receiver. A lot of times, like, you're maybe not, I guess you could say, comfortable with different things that DBs do because you're new and you haven't necessarily seen a lot of reps or have done a lot of reps. So this is a great release to help you react, but also be able to freeze a DB and get a reaction out of him. So a split release, you guys, is like where essentially it's exactly how it sounds. Your front foot is going to go out and your back foot is going to go straight up. Both feet are going to hit the ground at the exact same time, and you're going to split. Now this, a lot of people call this like a come to balance release, because both feet come to balance and you're kind of even. You're like 50-50. Reason why we like this versus a DB and head up press is if he were to, let's say for example, we had to run like a post route, right? And let's say I do my split release and he shades inside, I could just push off of my inside foot and take the outside release, and then vice versa. I do my split release, he shades outside, I can just take the inside release and react off of what he does because I'm in a balanced position. So this drill kind of works on the twitch of the split release, because a lot of guys do this split release and they're very slow. We need some twitch when I do this release to force the reaction out of the DB. So it's a 2 cadence split release drill. So it's going to be here. All you're doing, you don't even necessarily need a cone for this. I recommend doing this maybe on like a white yard line if you have access to a field, because it helps your feet stay in the same spot. But all it's going to be, set, go, you're going to split, go right back to your stance. And we'll show this full speed in a second. But I would recommend doing probably 8 reps where your left foot's up and you release outside, 8 reps where your right foot's up and you release the opposite way. And then on the second go call, you're going to split and then just take off and release and sprint to the outside. You'd have a quarterback give you a ball if you have a quarterback, but it works on the twitch of the release. Having to split then go back to your stance helps us get us a little bit quicker and more comfortable with that move. So we're going to show you how this should look full speed.